Hi everybody, Laura here. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm back with a couple more projects featuring the Christmas Gallery collection over at the Greetery. They have this gorgeous new Capsule Filigree Borders die set, and it coordinates perfectly with the Capsule Basics die set, which is what I'm going to use it with on this card. So I chose one of the Filigree Borders dies, and I'm die cutting it into some matte gold cardstock, and it gives it the classiest sheen you've ever seen. I love this in matte gold. Okay, so and then save that inner part. Obviously, you got to save it. Okay, so there you have the filigree border. Now for the bloom, I'm using the Bigger Holiday Botanicals Amaryllis, and there are several different bloom styles. On my other card, I'm showing the Bigger Holiday Botanicals Poinsettia. This one just has the Amaryllis, and I'm doing it in 2 shades of red. So I have poppy and then some dark evergreen for the stem, and the other parts of the bloom get cranberry, which kind of give you that two-tone dimensional looking bloom. The stamen are, I think that's buttercup, could be honeycomb, like a darker yellow. I'm just using the Positively Perfect Craft Glue Mini to glue these all together. And it's so easy to put together, and it just makes you look like you know what you're doing. And that's what the Greetery does. When the products are just so well thought out, you can't help but look like you mean business. Okay, just tucking that stamen in there, and then you have the little teeny bud on top. Oh, actually, you glue these from the back side so that the greenery kind of hangs over. Do you see how the green hangs over the bloom? And then on the top, you have this itty bitty little, I guess you'd call that an amaryllis bud. Okay, once you have the Bigger Holiday Botanical Amaryllis put together, I'm going to die cut this oval, which is from the Capsule Basics die set out of Clover cardstock, Concord 9th. And then I'm going to put this into the Shortbread Shapes Snowflake embossing folder to give it a little texture, a little pizzazz. This is going to get behind the gold filigree border, and then it'll be the background to that amaryllis bloom. So putting a little bit of glue around the edge of the filigree border, pop this on top of that embossed clover background. These are colors I never thought I'd put together, but here I am, loving every minute of it. Some 3D foam squares on the blooms, and popping this up right in the center. Okay, now another Capsule Basic, the scallop out of cream cardstock. Gonna layer that behind. Why not? Just layer it up to the high heavens. I have a white A2 card base. Popping up the scalloped panel, popping up the embossed filigree panel, and then now for a bow, you got to put a bow on it. This is the new Regency Bow No. 2 die set, and I'm doing it out of a mixture of buttercup cardstock and stardust. So a nice pop of yellow and gold up at the top of this, and you don't have to make it 2 different colors. I like that variation. I also was tempted to do a matte gold bow, but I already had the matte gold going on the filigree border. I didn't want to overdo it with the metallic situation, but I love how this like mixture of yellow and stardust kind of gives you that dimensional looking bow. I'm going to glue this right at the top of our little scene here. And then now for sentiment, I pulled out, I think this was last month, the Rosemal Reflections Sentiments. I love how these are kind of swoopy. And then there's the die that coordinates with it, the swoopy die. I love that it's happy birthday, because there's a lot of birthdays around this time of year. And so it's nice to have a birthday sentiment option. And I'm using my bone folder to kind of manipulate this little banner sentiment so that it kind of has movement. I put a couple 3D foam squares just on the ends, and I'm going to pop this right over top of the bottom of that amaryllis stem, finishing it off. Not that you needed to, but I love to. The sparkling clear sequins, and I love to tuck them behind the banner, behind the bloom, and just stagger them. And this card's finished. The texture going on here is giving me life. I love the layers. And I did another one I want to show you. It's similar but different, and it's using more of the Christmas Gallerie collection. I'll walk you through how I put this together. And I love the color scheme going on here with the red and green, very traditional and timeless. Okay, so I used the Capsule Basic die set, and the two smaller ovals, I cut one out of white, one out of cream, and then using the Capsule Collection Holiday Border stamp set, I stamped that greenery and berries. And then the sentiment Merry Christmas, that is from this set, the Capsule Quick Tags. I love that, just clean Merry Christmas stamped in black. For the bloom, I used the bigger Holiday Botanicals Poinsettia, which really, I did that out of poppy and sorbet, a little bit of artichoke. I used the hang it up die on the top to kind of give it that look like it's hanging. And for the background, I pulled out an oldie, the Diamond Ribbons die set. And I die cut that out of a darker shade of green, so it's kind of a tone on tone. And it just gives the background a little bit of interest. So there you have two cards. They're kind of similar, kind of different. And you definitely want to check out the new Christmas Gallerie collection over at the Greetery. Make sure and check out the Greetery blog for inspiration galore. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.